Good evening. My name is Thurman Greco, and the name of this show is Let's Live. And we've got a wonderful guest here this evening who's going to talk to us an awful lot about the immune system and what we can do nutritionally to deal with our immune system. And this is, of course, every season is the season for the immune system. So I'm going to ask Liz to tell us about what's going on.
All right, my name is Liz. I am a dietitian with Woodstock Apothecary, and I run the nutrition program. And so tonight I thought we'd talk about a couple of things. We have a whole bunch of fun things to talk about, some products that I brought here, and there's some fun announcements at the apothecary.
Well, let's do that now.
Okay.
I want to hear all the gossip.
Okay.
So fire away, girl.
Okay. So those of you who are familiar with Woodstock Apothecary know that we have a sister store in Saugerties. Were you familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay, that's called Village Apothecary, and that was co-owned by our owner, Neil, and then another lovely pharmacist named Pete Gage. So Pete retired this past month, and so Neil's now the sole owner of both establishments.
Wow.
So that's really exciting, and something just that everyone should know is that we are changing our name
to
Village Apothecary. So Woodstock Apothecary very soon will now be known as Village Apothecary, because we had 2 websites, 2 Facebook pages, 2 sets of business cards, and we're really like 10 miles away from each other, and it's just silly.
Yes.
So we thought, why not condense and make things easy and be more efficient and save some paper, save some trees, save some time, the whole bit. So that's really exciting.
That's wonderful.
I'm really, really, really happy about that. The other exciting news
Yes.
is that we're opening a new location
Where?
in Kingston.
Wow.
Yes, so we're really excited. That should be ready to go this summer. So
Oh
we've
my
been busy
gosh.
bees.
Have you found a place in Kingston?
Yes, this is sort of something that came to us. If you're familiar with Adams Fairacre Farms
Yes.
in Kingston, right across the street, they're putting up a really large medical building for Mid-Hudson Medical Group.
Yes.
And they have approached Neil months ago, obviously, to potentially put a big pharmacy in the ground floor. So
wow.
we'll be right in Kingston, and as many of you know and like to joke, the parking in both of our current locations is pretty paltry. So we're hoping to have some really great parking, which we definitely will, and a really easy to get to location, making anybody in this area of the Hudson Valley able to get to one of our stores with ease.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's sort of been hush-hush for a long time, but I've noticed Neil's been starting to tell everyone, so here I am telling a lot of someone.
That's great.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've been really busy, and we're hoping to bring our boy Josh home. For anybody who misses Josh, that hopefully will be happening as well.
When the new one opens.
Yeah. So it's really exciting. And we still have a store out in West Hartford that's vitamins only, so that's really fun too. That's been really picking up and doing well. And
if he has to come back when the new store opens, it's going to be several months.
Mm-hmm.
He's been gone several months.
He's been gone a year now.
By the time he gets back, he's not going to know us.
I know.
And he's in West Hartford
West
now.
Hartford.
And it's just vitamins.
It's just vitamins. We thought we'd give it a try and just see. Small business pharmacy, the future isn't as bright as we would all like it to be. You've got the big box pharmacies, buying out insurance companies now and really dictating a lot of things and creating prices that we really want to match and beat. And it makes it so hard because we're a small business. We can't lose a lot like they can. So we thought we'd give it a try just to see how that worked. And so that's been really interesting. It's a huge store in West Hartford, and it has supplements and body care and pet care just like we do here, but much bigger scale.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's really pretty.
Wow.
And it smells good.
And it smells good.
It always smells good.
Well, that's because you have all those wonderful creams and lotions.
It's true. It's actually one of the things we hear all the time in the apothecary, because we all know this is a tourist town for the most part, like especially in the summer months, and people just walk in like, what is that smell? And it is fun to have a place that has such a signature scent. The combination of like the sage smudge sticks and the incense and the essential oils, it's really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes across very well. Well,
Yeah.
hey, this is wonderful.
Yeah, so fun.
It's
fun,
nice to
exciting
hear
things.
that some business is growing.
It is, but be warned, all of our websites are so broken right now. So we're creating new websites. If anybody wants more information on what we're doing, we created a handout that we have on the desk at the apothecary. You can find out our new website name that will have all of the pharmacies together. We're up and coming a website store, so you could shop from anywhere online at your convenience. And we're going to be continuing to offer delivery of supplements. So if you live within 7 miles of any of our stores, we will actually deliver to you that day.
Wow.
To your door.
Wow.
With a delivery person. So it's a lot of fun things that we're starting
wow.
to do. Yeah, this is really exciting.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you had delivery.
We do. Well, normally it was for prescriptions only. So if you're within 7 miles of Woodstock store or Saugerty store, we would deliver to you. I said, well, why not supplement customers? You know, if especially with this winter and people being cooped up and not being able to shovel out. And so Neil said, yeah, why don't we do that? And so we've decided to absolutely do that. And so it is. And we always ship all over the country. Anyway, like mail order, we thought if you're local.
Do you mostly ship out of Saugerties or do you ship?
Oh no, here.
Here?
Supplements here.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. We ship all over. I recently shipped to Alaska, to Hawaii. We ship overseas. We ship, and I just shipped out to Portland, Oregon today. And we ship all over the country. It's kind of cool. People hear about us through friends, or they visited, the town as a tourist and purchased some items like these that you can't get everywhere and want to continue using them because they're so effective for them. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
It's fun. Yeah, we have a pretty awesome mail order thing going. It's great. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah. Well, if you have a pretty awesome mail order, you may not need a bigger store in Woodstock, because...
Yeah, no, I think the store we have right now is perfect for us.
Right. If it all goes out the back door via the post office, then, what difference does it make?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about the new location because we do have customers across the river who find it so hard to really get to Woodstock.
Yes.
So it's a haul from, say, Red Hook and Hyde Park and Poughkeepsie, so to have something a little bit more, closer to the bridge in Kingston. A lot of people do shopping, so right in that area,
Oh, a new building?
It's a new building. It's definitely a big building, but to us, this is about as exciting as it gets. And we're just so thankful for the opportunity. I mean, I think all of us are really just so thankful. And, for a big group like that to ask a small business like that to really support small business to us meant so much, and we were all just thrilled.
Yes. Well, and it's nice. It's going to be nice. It's going to be a quality outlet.
Yeah.
And this medical group is pushing quality. They want to have the best doctors and the best medical service.
Right,
so,
absolutely.
this is the good place to be.
We're really feel very, very blessed and thankful.
Well, we're going to talk tonight about the immune system. So what are the vitamins and minerals and supplements that are best for the immune system?
Okay, before we do that, I'm moving all these because there's bigger things for the immune system than this stuff. And that's your diet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is secondary. Diet is first. Sorry. It's the way it is. So some things that you can do to help your immune system are to feed your body what our bodies are meant to eat. So cutting out a lot of processed and packaged foods, a lot of the things you find in the middle of the grocery store, chips and cookies and cake and candy and microwave popcorn and dinner mixes and all of the like. These foods are, I don't know, they've come around in the last, we'll say 100 years or so. They've evolved so much that they taste good to us, they feel like food, they look like food, they taste usually quite delicious. But once they get down here and our body's actually trying to process them, there's very little nutrients in them. There's a lot of sugar, there's a lot of, inflammatory fats, there's simple carbohydrates, which can make your blood sugar spike. There's a whole lot of different things. Plus the fact that your body can't possibly use all that sugar and carbohydrate all at one time a lot of times, so you can put on some weight. All these things can lead to a poor immune system because your body's constantly fighting to try and get nutrients that's just not there in the food that you're eating.
I sometimes think of the products that you're describing, they're not really food. they're sold at the grocery store, but they're also sold at places like Cumberland Farms and CVS and whatever, which are not grocery stores. They are chemicals
Yeah.
that have been selected and put in packages for us to eat.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're food.
Right. The biggest problem is that they're convenient.
Yeah.
They're easy, right? They taste really good. If you like that type of thing, you find people who just get totally turned off by that kind of flavor, and people who absolutely love that flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to fight convenience
Mm-hmm.
and affordability
Yes.
and taste. It's hard. I know. I'm one of those people that I understand how to eat good, but I struggle. It's just like anybody else. You know, some people are so adamant about diet and being so good. Yeah, I struggle too. I still want pizza and all that stuff. And you have to realize where the limit is.
Mm-hmm.
That those things can be a part of your diet. You can eat these foods. It's just they shouldn't be a core part of your diet. I always say your core should be fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
That's the core. All different ones. I'm not talking a banana and an apple every day. Mix it up. Berries and squash and peas and greens, lots of leafy greens. All these things provide vitamins and minerals, which we all know we need. But there's other things in there that help your body use those vitamins and minerals for your immune system and everything else. There's cofactors and proteins and enzymes and phytonutrients and antioxidants, and they all sort of work synergistically to really create a nutritious body. So, eat those things. Eat whole grains, not flour. Whole grains. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we eat way too much flour. I really do. I feel like no matter how whole grain flour started, it breaks down how whole grain, like, say you're having a whole wheat pasta or whole wheat bread. Usually it starts whole grain, but by the time it's processed down into that fine flour, it's still quite easy for your body to break down to glucose. So actual whole grains, that makes it harder for your body to break that down. You want your body to work. You want the fiber. You want all those nutrients. So those, fruits, vegetables, lean meats, and fish, fatty fish that are grown and raised the way that nature intended. This is something that's so deep in my heart, is that I think that meat gets a bad reputation. I really think it matters how the animal's raised. So chickens should be allowed to just free run on fields and over acreage. Same with cows and pigs. They should be able to eat what they normally would eat, because their flesh, the things that we consume, can change tremendously between a feedlot animal where they're cooped up, fed grain, and of course they have some antibiotics and hormones, and we won't get really into that. But when you have a cow that's able to roam fields of grass and that's it, they're able to move around. Sure, their meat's going to taste a little gamey, but the meat of a grass-fed cow is high in omega-3 fatty acid called ALA. It's also high in a fatty acid called CLA, which is great for supporting lean muscle mass in us as humans. Cows that grow up in a feedlot and eat grain generally have meat that's very high in saturated and trans fats, which trans fats, as we know, is like the worst thing. And it makes such a difference in inflammation in your body. To cows, it's like apples and oranges to me. Both fruit, totally different.
Yes.
So that's really right. So those kinds of things should be your core. If you choose to use dairy, I'm not going to judge if you want to use it or don't want to use it. We're all different. Everybody's got their own opinions on dairy. If you do, get it from a grass-fed cow. That way you'll get so many more nutrients as far as reducing inflammation, increasing vitamins and minerals, increasing the quality of the fat, all types of things. The other things that you can do for your immune system, which is really important, is eating the right kind of fats. I think we've talked about this before, but fat in a diet, unfortunately, is the same word that describes an overweight person, and it's not okay with me. It makes me nuts. Well, this is the way it is. Fine. But fat is really important. We need more fat in our diet than we need protein. And in this protein-obsessed society, it's very hard to get that message through. But eating things like avocados and olive oil, and I always say to get California olive oil, because other olive oils like that are being imported in generally can almost always not be totally olive oil, even though it says it. Did you know this? That the olive oil industry is a mess?
Yes.
It's a mess. So I like California olive oil because California is super strict with everything in their state that's developed agriculture and supplements. And so they have a California olive board that will go to their factory and say, see, are you cold pressing it? Are you using olives? Everything that you say, are you doing? So that's great. Unrefined coconut oil is great. Eggs from free-running chickens are great sources of fat, great for the nervous system. There's all kinds. Grass-fed butter is really good. Nuts and seeds that are dry roasted or raw. All these things are really good. They're going to provide so much nutrition for your body, so many vitamins that a lot of us are deficient in, like vitamin D. They're going to provide cushioning for our organs, which is really important. They're going to help with hydration for our skin. They're great for the immune system. So all these things, number one, before supplements. And water. Drink water. Caffeine and alcohol, specifically caffeine, can weaken your immune function. So if you're feeling sick, I can't tell you how many times people come into the pharmacy getting an antibiotic. Can I keep drinking? And we say you can. It's not going to really interact with your antibiotics per se, but it's going to weaken your immune function. This is the time where we want to help you get better. So caffeine is a diuretic, which can make you, for the best word that I like to use, it's going to make you pee out everything you drank.
Yeah.
And then also draws water from your cells, so you're also going to pee out extra, making you a little dehydrated, putting you at risk for getting sick.
I think hydration is extremely important, and it's something that, this is my take on it. We spend thousands of dollars a year, each woman does. You don't really realize it, but you do. You spend a lot of money every year on creams and lotions and things, especially when you get to be my age, anything that says look younger. The best thing that you can do to keep yourself looking younger is keep yourself hydrated.
Totally.
And coffee doesn't do it.
No.
Coffee dehydrates
It
you.
does. Although I have this, it's just my own theory. I do everything that I can if somebody comes in and they're really struggling and they want to get better, to let everybody have 1 cup a day. Just if you're just somebody who just needs it, just somebody who just
but
1 cup a day, but don't be doing it all day.
Right.
The 24 ounces that you can get at the gas stations, and then you have an iced tea in the afternoon, and then Pepsi's with dinner. I mean, all of this caffeine over time, my goodness, especially if you don't drink water at all, which I come across all the time. I can't even imagine, but yeah.
Well, and carbonated drinks leave an ash in the body, which collects in the kidneys and things. So that's, water is helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Chases the wrinkles away. It helps us look better and feel better.
It sure does. So yeah, a lot of people are dehydrated and just don't eat real food. I mean, if you eat foods that are grown properly and raised properly, your body's going to know what to do with that. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, if it's so hard to stick to something, I know how hard it is. I know I preach all this stuff, but I'm still human. I know how hard it is. But if you stick to something like that, where you eat whole real foods in the right combinations, in the right times of the day, it can be hard to keep weight on.
Yes.
When I first started at the apothecary, I was really sitting with Josh and figuring out what kind of diet we were going to recommend for the masses, and so I said, fine, I'm going to try it. So I did. For like 6 to 8 weeks. That's it. Just that long. And I honestly, my clothes stopped fitting. They were so big, and I was just...
Wow.
I was like, what the heck? I'm a normal... I can gain weight just like anybody else. I gain weight rather quickly.
What was the diet?
It was just real food. No processed package, no flour. It wasn't gluten-free. I mean, I continued to eat, like I would have rye, or I would have whole wheat. Like I would have wheat berries and things like that. But I just eliminated the processed package stuff. I made sure I had snacks regularly throughout the day, and I ate a lot of fruits and vegetables, lots of good fats. I was eating way more calories then than I ever had before, which I loved. I loved that because it made the theory real to me that just eating real foods, that's it. Just real foods makes such a difference. It's such a difference. And I felt good, and I had energy. And honestly, I had to start incorporating a little bit more junk because I want my clothes to fit. So I started, making it more, because it was pretty strict. So I started allowing myself a few indulgences here and there.
Well, what does pretty strict mean?
I never cheated.
But what does cheating, I mean,
well, like I would have a cupcake if it was somebody's birthday, where while I was really strict, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Or if everybody was having pizza, I wouldn't have it, but I would start having like a slice of pizza, or different things where for the most part, the core of my diet is exactly the same, but here and there I would allow myself little indulgences, and to me, that's the best way to live.
Mm-hmm.
The core part of your day, every day, to have fruits and vegetables and healthy, whole, real foods, and then sometimes incorporate the indulgence here and there. The indulgences have become everyday.
Yes.
I find I work so hard, I need a treat. I'm going shopping, I need a coffee. Like all
Yeah.
these things like we've associated with treats.
Yes.
So many treats. This week was really rough. I'm gonna have pizza and wings and beers. I mean, that's fine sometimes, but it seems like we're always working towards a treat,
Yeah.
and it's only hurting us. It's
Right.
not helping us. It tastes good in the moment, but the next day, when we feel crappy, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Or, 3 months later when you have 10 extra pounds, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And I know it's so hard to get back on track, but that's sort of what we do at the apothecary. You can sit down with me and I can help you figure out what's the exact way to do that for you, for your budget, for your lifestyle. Because not everybody's the same budget, and not everybody has the same lifestyle, so everybody's different. And so we try and tailor.
Now, when you say pizza, are you talking about a pizza that's made with good ingredients? Is the fact that it's a pizza is not acceptable, or are you talking about the
pretty much.
frozen pizza?
No, I just mean pizza. It's all. I mean, the ingredient quality can make a difference in taste and a little bit of difference in nutrition. But if you're having white flour dough,
Okay, so if somebody wants to have a pizza and they can put it on something that's not white flour.
sure, that would be better.
Yes.
There's so many things that you can use. But if you want to have pizza, just have one piece and have a big salad. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You can
Yeah.
have that stuff. Once you get yourself on track, then you can have that
It's
stuff.
staying away from the flour.
I really don't like flour. I mean, I love the way it tastes, don't get me wrong, I love it.
But it's not good.
But I really don't think that it's good for any of us.
The wheat flour. You're talking about
Any
wheat
flour.
flour.
No, any flour. All flour. I think it's too much. Too
So you're
much
talking
flour.
about
Eat
bread.
the whole grains. Eat and pasta. And, anything, cake and bagels and cupcakes and all that stuff. Eat, like sprouted grain breads that are found in the freezer. Have you ever seen those?
Yes.
Those are great because there's no flour used in them. It's just whole grains. Big difference. Huge difference. And that's really where I think we should go. And those companies are now expanding. So now there's wraps for, burritos and things. They have English muffins and they have bagels and hot dog buns and all kinds of things that you can use that are sprouted whole grain instead of flour.
Very nice.
Yeah. You can make chips out of their tortillas.
Very nice.
So good. Seriously.
Well, now, chips, the tortilla chips are corn. That's
They are.
primarily corn.
Right.
So is that acceptable?
I'm not anti-corn, but I do think we eat a lot of corn. I think we eat a lot of too much grain, period. I think we have too much grain. I think grain is fine, but we should have more fruits and vegetables and beans and peas and things like that, and squash and all those things, more than all the grains.
Right.
So chips and corn and all that once in a while, fine.
But not
Daily.
regularly.
Yeah.
You should have. Well, if you eat that kind of food, meaning that if you eat greens and if you eat fruits, you can get away, I think, without having to cook a lot. Because, it doesn't take that much to eat an apple. There's
Right.
not.
Right.
And
Yeah.
salads don't require a lot of cooking.
They
And,
don't.
you can fix soups and things and that's fine. But if you want to,
Yeah.
rather than going and buying something that is junk food, you can pick up an apple, or you can pick up an avocado, or you can pick up,
Right, it does take effort to plan. You have
Yeah.
to think in your head, a lot of people just in the morning, I don't have time to make breakfast, I'm not doing it. And they leave the house and they stop at the local drive-thru. If you just plan, you can grab a nice yogurt out of your fridge with a piece of fruit, or in a Ziploc bag, throw in some walnuts with some, unsweetened dried cherries. That could be your snack for the day. That could be your breakfast. You could have leftovers from the dinner the night before for lunch.
yes.
Everything does not need to be this elaborate, very expensive process to eat healthy. It really doesn't have to be. It doesn't. You do have to do planning in your head of what you're going to eat, but that's it. Really. You these snacks and these meals don't have to be this elaborate grand scale frittata and you
Right.
know all these amazing
Right.
things. They can be, but if you don't have time for that, you don't need to. I mean, I have worked with every budget and every level of convenience. Some people are stay-at-home moms and would love to cook with their kids all day, and that's great. And then other people have these high-powered jobs and they're always busy and they don't have time. I'll help you too. I mean, there's a way to do it for everyone, so there's no excuse.
Well, and it's so much easier. I know that one day a week I go into the city, and I do not have time to eat on that day. So I do fruit and I do nuts.
Perfect. I mean, if you want to make sure you're getting enough calories, but that's way better than anything at the drive-thru or anything that you're going to find in a
Oh, I
convenience
think I get
store.
enough calories. It's generous. The calories are generous. But the thing is that if I'm eating on the bus, which I am when I'm coming home, there's no aroma. There's
Right.
there's nothing that's going to offend anyone.
Right.
And I haven't had time to stop for dinner. And if I sit in an office room or in a classroom
Right.
and I'm eating, I'm not going to offend anyone.
Right.
And which you can if you get a Big Mac or the
That's true.
Subway
Oh,
or
gosh, that's true.
so it's really cleaner.
Yeah,
It's
oh, yeah.
more efficient. It's
Yeah.
in the long run, I think it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Nuts are expensive, but I think they're cheaper.
Yeah, you can play around. You can find, if you do some shopping around, you can find
Yes.
some nuts that are really affordable.
Yes.
I've looked around just to see. I go to all the grocery stores. I want to know. I mean, if you're just looking for plain nuts that are raw, you can go to Aldi in Kingston. It has huge bags of nuts that are really affordable. And
Oh,
for the
really?
same type of thing that you'd find in another grocery store, $5-6 more. You
Wow.
get for $2 and change or something. So play around with things. Go check out things. No one's above or below a certain grocery store. Everybody can shop everywhere, and you can really find some amazing things in places that you wouldn't expect.
Very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about some supplements that you can use
Yes.
for your immune system. I would say the number one supplement that the entire world should be on
Okay.
is fish oil.
Really?
Yeah, hands
That's
down.
the number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I mean, let's disclaim this. Some people have medical conditions like, blood disorders, clotting disorders, or you're on a blood thinner where you need to contact your doctor, and you always should anytime you start something new, about fish oil, because fish oil can be a little bit of a blood thinner.
Oh,
So
really?
anybody who's on Coumadin or taking daily aspirin should always contact their doctor, or if you have clotting disorder, you should always ask your doctor first. And anybody who's allergic to seafood and fish should not take fish oil. But that's
If
just
you're
little-
allergic to seafood and fish, what are you going to take?
Well, there is some. I guess it depends. If you're allergic to shellfish, you generally can tolerate fish oil. Depends
Okay.
on how severe your allergy is. But there's also the same omega-3 fatty acids that you find in fish oil. You can find in algae as well. Problem is, it can get very expensive to do that. So that's the only reason why I would say, if you can choose fish oil, choose it. It can actually be quite cost effective. The problem I see mostly with fish oils on the market today is that they're not purified properly at all. So they're technically rancid. If the fish oil smells fishy, it shouldn't. So it's
Oh,
probably not
Lord.
purified properly. And I hear people talk all the time about burp up, and I smell when I take it, and I think, where are you getting it from? Well, I get it from the drugstore. I get the buy one, get one free huge monster
Yeah.
size, and I think, okay,
Yeah.
there's a give and take, because rancid fish oil, high oxidation fish oil, has really not been shown to do much.
Right.
And I find people don't take nearly the dose that they should of fish oil.
Really?
Not even close. So like the average fish oil soft gels that are on the market today, you probably have to take between 12 and 25, depending on the concentration of soft gels a day. That's insane.
Yes.
So I thought we'd talk about that.
Okay.
So what I have here is your basic fish oil soft gel bottle. We sell this in the store, but I'm not going to lie, I don't recommend it. Why? Because of the dosage. It's been really hard to get a proper dosage of this product every day. So we're used to thinking of fish oil, soft gels. I need 1 or 2 a day and I'm done. And a lot of people try to buy this, and I explain to them, if they want to buy it, fine. But what we really research when we look at data of omega-3 fatty acids in fish oil, so those would be EPA and DHA, we look at clinical trials of those being used and what dose worked. So fish oil and inflammation, fish oil and arthritis, fish oil and immune function, fish oil and eye brain health, all these different things. It always seemed to be this specific dose or higher that worked. So our recommendation at the apothecary for the normal average person is 3,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA every day.
Okay.
Okay? So now most people, because how would you know any better, would look at a soft gel bottle, and I know this is hard to read, but almost on every soft gel bottle it's going to say 1,000 milligrams on the front. And if you're not trained to know any better, you would think that that means the dose. I need 3,000 milligrams a day. I need 3 of these. I can do that.
Ah.
I love to tell people that milligram just means
the bottle.
It means how much it weighs. So 1,000 milligrams means this soft gel weighs 1,000 milligrams. That's it. That has nothing to do with content or what's really in there. So what you want to do on all fish oil soft gels is go to the back and go to the supplement facts. And here you see a few different numbers. You'll see total omega-3s, and then you'll see EPA and DHA.
Okay.
What you want to add up is EPA and DHA.
Okay.
All right, not total omega-3s, because there can be other omega-3 in there that we really don't benefit from.
Okay.
Okay, so this particular one together, it comes to 550 milligrams.
Okay.
And then you look at serving size. How many do I need to get that?
Okay.
2. So
Okay.
550. What did I say we need? 3,000. So
Yeah.
we would need 6 servings. 6 servings of 2 soft gels is 12 soft gels of this a day.
Okay.
I don't know anyone that wants to do that. They're huge.
And there are 120 of these,
Mm-hmm.
so this is a 10-day supply.
Yes.
Okay.
And that ends up, this is costing around, I can't remember the price offhand, but we're talking
A lot of money.
yeah, we're not talking anything cheap. So what we recommend at the apothecary, for the most part, are one of 2 things. And we always recommend properly purified fish oils. This is our
Okay.
number 1 goal, without a doubt, because if it's not properly done, they're not testing for rancidity, for radiation, for heavy metals like mercury, things like PCBs and dioxins. Your fish oil probably won't work nearly as good. So we want it to be pure EPA, DHA fish oil. Okay. So normally I recommend liquid because it's much more cost effective and it's so much easier to take. The same amount that's in 12 soft gels of this is in 1 teaspoon of this. That's insane, right?
Well, and this is the same product, so you get the quality.
Absolutely. It's just so much easier. Can you imagine
Okay.
not having to swallow 12 and getting to get the whole entire dose in 1 teaspoon?
And
It's
that's
super
what you
easy.
do, is you do 1 teaspoon a day.
That's it. That's what I do personally. You keep it in your fridge and you just take 1 teaspoon every day, and it's amazing what it can do for you. The list of omega-3 deficiency symptoms is so long. Anywhere from constantly getting sick to dry skin, dry eyes, brain health. It can affect your GI system. Most importantly, inflammation. It really combats inflammation. So if you have arthritis or any kind of pain throughout your body, taking fish oil at the right dose every day can help so much. So with fish oil, like I said, always contact your doctor. Just let them know what you're doing. I think that's really important. So that's what I always recommend is a liquid. Now, because there really weren't that many easy to do soft gels, it's really hard to get that dose in soft gels that's cost effective. So TV wise, we've had this in the store for a little while now, but we're now using this fish oil right here called Wiley's Finest. Wiley's is a newer company and they're 100% American, which we really love. And because they're American and they're doing everything nearby, things are a lot fresher. So they're using Alaskan fish oil from Pollock. And this would give you that same dose in 3 soft gels a day. You probably never find anything more concentrated in a soft gel than that. So that's really a nice thing that we were able to offer. I will tell you that soft gels are going to cost more. They're going to about double what a liquid would cost. But if you're somebody who just can't tolerate the idea of swallowing an oil, because it is weird, we don't usually eat oil straight, you know? So it can have a funny mouthfeel. If you're somebody who just can't think about swallowing a liquid, this might be a great option. So there are different things out there. It's really important to find somebody who understands fish oil, the importance of its purity, that you don't just want to choose any old fish oil that's on the market, because it's a huge difference. And with any supplement, this is going in your body. And these are things that could be affecting yourself. So choose the highest quality that you can find. This isn't the time to do buy one get one's cheapest quality. This isn't the time for that. There can be so many contaminants and things. You want to choose companies that have integrity. And with an industry that has almost no regulation, that's really hard to find. So if you choose companies with integrity from people who understand supplements, it can really make a big difference in your life, especially if you're consistent, you know?
Well, now, okay, so this is what, if a person doesn't, I take my essential fatty acid in a liquid form, and I take it in my drink, because I do a drink every day, and you don't even know it's there.
Right. It mixes right in.
And I mix a container of yogurt in my drink anyway, which thickens it up so that it's like a milkshake. And you just literally do, you just don't know it's there.
Right.
But if I am in a hurry and I can't do the drink, it would be nice to have the pills. Because as it is now, if I can't do the drink, I don't get the fish oil.
Okay, and that's a really important thing to bring up about fish oil. It's one of those supplements that if you don't do it every day, almost doesn't do much.
Right, you have to take it
Have to
every
do
day.
it every day, and if you miss a day or two, it's almost like pressing the reset button and you're starting all over again.
So you really do need to have not only the liquid, but you need to have the soft gels as well.
Well, whatever works for you. If you're somebody who travels frequently, like you do regular business trips for a few days, or you're just somebody who goes away on vacations, if you like to do the liquid, at home, these can be great for travel. You don't have to keep them refrigerated. You could easily throw them in your luggage, where this could leak if it was open. Not gonna lie. So you want to, think about that. So I do have a lot of customers who come in for this purposely because it's so much easier for travel.
Well, and it's like I have to, to make a drink, you do, because sometimes you're in a hurry. You just have to get up and get out.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be very, very nice.
It is helpful, and it's just 3. You can take them all at once, or you can separate it throughout the day.
Throughout the day, right?
The goal is just to get it in.
That's true. That's very true.
But I'm we're super happy with this company so far. They've been showing us above and beyond that they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. They take fish oil really seriously, and we're really happy to have them in our store. It's not often you find companies that actually give a hoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's usually the opposite.
Oh, it's all about money these days.
So for us, as a store, we could easily carry cheaper stuff, and make a lot more money. A lot of the companies that use integrity cost more. So our percentage of income is much less. And with the apothecary, we're not out for the dollar. I actually tell people all the time not to buy things.
Yeah.
They come in with lists from, I read this on TV, or I read this book, and they told me I need these 30 supplements, and I usually knock most of them off the list because we don't want fluff. We don't need fluff.
Right.
I can sell them to you because you obviously want them. But the thing is, if you take a lot of supplements, a lot of times I find the consistency level is...
Yeah.
If you take 1 or 2 or 3 things every day, it's super easy to stay consistent, versus if you have like 30 bottles laying around and just, I don't know, maybe I'll take one. That's not really how they work. Most supplements really need consistency every day.
Well, that's very true, because if you take a lot, because I went through a phase where I was taking a lot, until I went and you guys said, okay, Josh said, okay, you do this and this and this, and I said, fine, sounds good, I'll do it.
Yeah.
When you do have a lot of different supplements, and then you run out of this one and you've still got this whole pile, the need to go and replenish this particular supplement in the next 24 to 48 hours is really diminished.
Right.
Because there's so many other ones. It just gets lost in the shuffle. So it's just better to have a few that you need to take all the time.
And I do think that we all really could use fish oil because those fatty acids are essential, meaning our body needs them. It doesn't make them itself, so it needs us to eat them. And most of us don't eat like 2 or 3 servings of fatty fish a day, or cans of sardines. It just doesn't happen.
Right.
And so you'd be surprised. The list of deficiency symptoms is huge. And to me, I think it's one of the causes of why we have so many diseases in the world. We're all chronically inflamed. Our diets stink, and we don't give fish oil to help combat that. So it's something that I really believe very strongly in, that most of us should be on it. And if we can just do it every day at the right dose,
okay.
I see so many benefits. Now, I only brought a few things tonight, but I figured I want to go over something that's a fun concept in the world of supplements, and that's a whole food supplement. whole food supplements, this term is really everywhere. You see it no matter where you go. It's food rich, food based multivitamins. Generally, there's really only 3 companies that do that properly. There's a lot of companies that pretend to be whole food, where they'll take the synthetic chemical vitamins, they'll grow them on yeast, which is technically food, and they grow them because they increase the potencies and whatnot. And all of a sudden, it's a whole food vitamin because it's grown on food. Totally different than taking properly grown, organic, non-GMO foods, drying them low and slow temperature, and powderizing them, and putting them into a tablet or keeping them as a powder. So one of the products or product lines we have at the apothecary are true whole food supplements, meaning there's nothing in them but food. There's no chemicals, there's no synthetic isolated vitamins, none of that. There's so much research coming out recently about how all of those chemical vitamins really do more harm than good. You know, it sounds good. This is a more is more society, and we want more. So we see percentage of daily value, which really means how much our body really could use every day. Say for vitamin C, that percentage of daily value is roughly roughly 200 milligrams a day. Most vitamin C's in the market, 500 milligrams, 1,000, 2,000 milligrams. If your body can only absorb 200 a day, what's it doing with the rest of that? It's not making it any better. A lot of times these things just float around, and they can do more harm than good. So vitamin C from ascorbic acid in supplements is generally made from corn sugar, and they use the Reichstein process to turn it into ascorbic acid. Totally different than anything that you'd find in kale or peppers or citrus. It's just a totally different thing, and when you have it in high doses daily, it can harden the outside of your arteries. I don't want that.
No, thank you. Next.
Yeah, right, like B vitamins and like B complexes, right? You see these all the time, especially for women. We lose the ability to absorb and digest B vitamins as we get older, and that can lead to problems with stress and mood and hormonal transitions and energy. And so we take a B complex, or whoever tells us to take one, we take one, makes our pee yellow, stinks. And these are at super high doses, more than our body can use or assimilate at one time. And over time, they've been shown to shorten a woman's lifespan. Why are these things still being recommended all the time? We don't know. So at the apothecary, our whole thing is food first. So we want to change your diet first, for real. So if you sit down with us, we really want to go over your diet. Then we talk about supplements, because that's how it should be. And then we when diet isn't enough, we do have supplement just from food. So this particular supplement, we have a whole line. We have a few lines, but this company here, it's just food. This is called B food, and this is a B complex technically from food only. So you have some grass-fed, grass-finished New Zealand and Australian cows providing beef liver. You have wheat germ and sunflower seeds and date fruit. All these things that can provide the B vitamins that we need, along with all the other things in food. There's like 20,000 different things in food that we use every day. You know, like I was saying, cofactors and proteins and enzymes. And all of those things are maintained with integrity in these supplements because they dry them properly. So it's pretty cool, and I know for a fact you happen to like the bee food.
I do like the bee food. I do the bee food. Well, Joshua recommended it, and I still go like a house fire. And I'm in my 70s, so I mean, how can I complain? I do the bee food, I do the whole food, and I do the Pro-Man.
Right.
And that's really, with the essential fatty acids, I believe that's all I do.
That's really all anyone needs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, the whole food, which she was saying, that's their multivitamin. And then Pro-Man is a bone and joint formula. A lot of, especially women, can really benefit from a good bone formula with the right type of calcium. Most of us don't get the right type of calcium. We get chalk calcium. So the type of calcium you want actually comes from cow bones. It's cold extracted from their bones. I know that's hard for some to handle, but it's really the only one that's been shown to help maximize bone density, or even shown to help rebuild bone, which is really hard to do. So this company really gets it. And they have things like whole food vitamin C, which taken every day can be great for your immune system, great for immune support. This isn't vitamin C from corn syrup, like I was talking about. This is vitamin C from pansies and greens and acerola cherries and bilberries and actual just real foods.
Oh, wow.
Food. Wow. So it's kind of nice because if your
That
diet
sounds great. What,
does.
well, now, who needs to take vitamin C?
Honestly, if your diet's providing it, if you're eating greens and different colored bell peppers and citrus and berries every day, you really don't. But those who don't eat that great, who have a compromised immune system, those who have a compromised liver function, vitamin C can be great for that, this type of vitamin C. And those who have problems with veins, vascular issues, this type of vitamin C can really be helpful, not really because of the vitamin C, but because of the flavonoids that are in that food. There's certain flavonoids, or flavonoids, however you want to say it, that can really help with bruising and varicose veins and spider veins and things like that. So this type of vitamin C would be great for that.
Would this be, you were just talking about veins, what about, would you use this for the inflammation?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So for inflammation,
Go back to the essential fatty acids. Okay.
First and foremost, that's going to be the best thing for inflammation. Now, this line has one of my favorite products on the whole planet. This is called Inflaplex. And Inflaplex is a 100% food-only supplement that really geared towards giving your body the nutrients it needs to fight inflammation. So and honestly doesn't even have turmeric, which I think everybody always thinks that it would. Turmeric is great, and I love turmeric, but the way that it works on inflammation is very similar to, say, Advil. So it's sort of like, it's going to help the pain, but it might not be providing the nutrients to help fix the problem, especially if it's an injury and you're healing from something. So Inflaplex can really help provide nutrients to the body just to help it get through what it's going through, whether it's acute or chronic injury, inflammation from arthritis and joint pain. It's helped so many. I even recently I had a gentleman come in, leaning over. He was in so much pain from some stenosis he had in his spine. It's just so much pain, and between fish oil and Inflaplex at the dose and being consistent with it, he came back in the other day walking straight up and down. And to me, that's an amazing thing to see. So many people react so well to just some food. That's all it is, just food. And it's so cool to see people do really well and see their bodies just flourish under the nutrients that come from just eating real foods. It's really cool.
Wow.
This is one of my favorite products because it's pretty instantaneous. I mean, fish oil can take 6 to 12 weeks to see maximum benefit. People see, pain relief within a dose or two.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is something I even use. I know I don't have arthritis yet, but as anybody can see, I've had some nose injuries in my life, and I have deviated septum and chronic congestion in my sinuses. And if I take this consistently, I can breathe as clear as I've ever breathed. Like I actually couldn't breathe it. Yes, it's amazing. It just reduces inflammation. I was shocked because these aren't going to harm you. It's just food. You can't overdose or anything. So I thought I'll just try it, and I was like the next day I was like, I can breathe. I actually can breathe again. So I was just excited to have that reaction. So it's not just joint stuff that it can help. It's every kind of inflammation. And honestly, if you're trying to lose weight, being dehydrated and having inflammation makes your body work really hard to keep weight on.
Right.
It's really hard to lose when you're dehydrated and when you're inflamed. So cutting back inflammation, staying hydrated can do so much for your body as far as weight loss.
For inflammation, we also have the plaque, and we have the gum problems that people have. And I was reading the other day, the gum problems that we have in this country is like 1 person in 5.
Oh yeah, it's huge now.
It's like
it's huge.
Everybody has, and so that's an inflamed gum. So if you have gum problems and you want to keep your teeth, then this is something that you should do.
You could try it, and the fish oil, and brushing, flossing, rinsing twice a day. I mean, all those things can really help. But gum disease is a big problem. So many people have it. We don't really take. We're all busy, and there's certain things you need to take the time to do. And dental hygiene, if you want to keep your teeth, if you want to not smell.
Yes.
That's the thing, that's what you would want to do. There's certain things a day, take the time to do.
Yes.
1, just 2 seconds to think, what are my snacks going to be today? So you're not going to the vending machine. Brush and floss your teeth, drink water, take your fish oil. These are things that take seconds, but they can really make such an impact over your life. You know, having energy is such a wonderful thing. So it's really important.
Well, now, I am running across people that are coughing and coughing and sneezing and sneezing. Is the C going to help? What should they do?
It can help. I would say the best things for your immune system is taking fish oil and taking and eating properly. Those are going to be the best. So if you want to use whole food supplements, fine. And especially as we head into allergy season, some of the components in vitamin C rich foods like quercetin can help tremendously with allergies. Because it's coming, we hope the thaw is finally coming, right?
We hope allergy season is on the way. We're going to encourage it.
Oh, if only we could get it right. But that's coming, so.
Okay, so if you've got problems with colds and flu, then instead of doing the chicken soup and things that we've always talked about, take your fish oil and go for it. I want to thank you so much for coming this evening. I hope you'll come back again soon.
Sure.
And we'd like to talk about the nervous system
Yes.
next time.
Yep.
We are going with this. I'm reading my book along with a foot reflexologist who's doing the work. I'm doing that and then in conjunction with this. So it sort of all goes together.
Yeah.
And we're on the nervous system now, and then there's the blog. If people want to go to the Reflexology for the Spirit blog, then you can kind of put it all together. This has been wonderful. I am just so surprised. I did not realize until tonight, and we've gone over this several times, how few things you really need.
So true. It's so true. Let's cut out the fluff, stick to some core things, and fix your diet.
Yes. And thank you so much.
You're
and we'll
welcome.
be seeing you in a few weeks.
Love it. Thank you.